Welcome, everybody. We're back with another episode of the Call on Me podcast. Real people, real life, real conversation. As usual, I got my man King with me. And today we got two special guests. We got Tammi.
What's up?
And we got her husband, Ruben.
What's up?
Shout out to Ruben.
Shout out to Ruben.
Yeah.
And Tammi.
Thank you.
So today,
I am the minority.
Today we're going to be discussing being rich versus being wealthy.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand the difference, so we're just going to break it down a little bit for you. Who want to start that off?
Right on. I'll start it off. Being rich, it comes with a price tag. You know, the first thing you think of is dollar signs. When you hear the word rich, you know, fast money, fast cars, and everything else to come with that. So meaning that the quicker you can get it, the quicker it's gone as well.
Yes,
so you only rich as long as the money or whatever lasts.
That's right.
Okay.
No way of making any more money.
So street money to you is rich, not ever wealthy.
Right.
I get that.
And
till you transition.
Yeah,
right.
Till you transition.
If you transition.
If you transition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, wealth, man, wealth is something that can be passed down to your kids.
Kids.
Sustainable.
Yeah. Something that you can give, something tangible like, property, real estate, stocks, bonds, something that they can use.
So I just realized 30 seconds ago that I was rich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wealthy.
That's our mentality.
No,
Yeah.
I was. No, I'm not even saying now. I was rich.
Because it's only you rich as long as the money lasts.
You're right.
Once it's gone,
I was a
you're
rich
not rich
motherfucker.
anymore,
I've been waiting to say that all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's real. And even before we get to rich versus wealthy, number one, most people, when they start talking about chasing a bag, they usually talking about getting rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And then even then, so many times I see people or hear people, especially when I was younger, man, I can't wait to get rich. Man,
Right.
I can't wait to get rich. So then, now that I'm older, I'm sitting back like, all right, so what you gonna do to get rich?
That's right. That's
Like,
right.
Crickets. Like, so you ain't got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You just think that the sky just gonna open up and just drop millions of dollars in your lap. You know what I mean?
Right.
No plan, no nothing. Like, and if you don't have a plan to even get rich, then wealth is not even in your
It's beyond
stratosphere.
you.
You don't even know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of substance.
Yeah.
It's like eating something and not getting full.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like eating sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think you full, and just like that,
That's right.
it's all gone. You didn't burnt it off.
Yeah.
Same as with money.
Take the bread out your diet. You ain't never fool. I can eat. Protein me up.
Man, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's a major issue specifically in our community, but with a lot of young people, period, that number one, nobody's teaching them how to keep the money. Making the money
That's
is
it.
the easiest thing to do. Making
right.
money is so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it is a totally different subject.
That's right.
And I always used to tell people, like, it does not matter. If that man cannot manage $10, you give him 100, he gonna blow that.
That's right.
Give him 1,000, he gonna blow that.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Million, like, until you learn about this, you gotta learn finance and learn how to make your money grow. Like you were
That's
talking
right.
about the rich dad, poor dad.
Right.
Another one's Think and Grow Rich, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Richest Man in Babylon
Mm-hmm.
talks about the same type of concepts. Like
Right.
every one of these dollars is like one of your little workers. When
Mhm.
you send it out, it should be coming back with another dollar.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
But a lot of people only think about, all right, what I already have. I'm gonna buy this, then I'm gonna buy that, then I'm gonna buy that, and no way of making more money, making it circulate.
I think it was what they say. $1 in our community lasts what, a second or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or how many times it circulates through the community.
Yeah. So I've always personally thought, and I don't want to go off subject, but I personally thought that the worst thing that happened to us as African Americans let's get past all the we not having no real culture and nowhere to go. Really, like in reality, we have no roots.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
Mm.
We don't have what it takes to survive. So I say that only because they ended segregation. I believe if they never ended segregation, and us as a black community
You
had
wouldn't
no
have had a choice.
but to hold on to each other, would have been a whole different beast. I mean, I honestly feel
agree.
like that. I could be wrong, but
I agree.
My soul heartedly, I feel like that.
Because there was a time in Oklahoma, it was called Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah,
It was very
To the
successful.
ground.
Yeah, because it was starting to be the monopoly.
Yeah.
And
They don't like losing. To us.
that's the worst thing. That's the worst fear. Seeing I guess someone. It was a movie. I forgot what movie. I think it was Slim, Queen and Slim. She
I
said,
still ain't seen it yet.
"Oh man,
Ooh,
that's
don't
a great
kill it.
movie.
Don't kill it.
That's a
Don't
great
kill it
movie.
for him.
Well, I'm gonna let you know one of the things that she had said. She said the worst thing a white man can see is a black man on a horse, and he was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Because you got to look up to him."
You gotta look up to him.
Yeah.
It definitely
deep.
was a bar.
Yeah,
It's deep.
yeah.
And the black man. Never mind. Let me shut up. I ain't gonna kill it for you. I almost did it.
Oh, you seen it too?
Yeah, I seen it.
Man, the movie is great, man.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And
so yeah,
then
It's
like,
a love story though.
Yeah.
It wasn't what you think like drugs and that. It's a love story.
Yeah, it's a love story. And then back like what y'all was talking about the money, how money moves around. Well, if you look at it, man, money is currency, So meaning currency, meaning money has to flow. So meaning like that's where you get liquid assets, they refer to it as money, like being water, liquidate when you get rid of stuff and you use that and have that money to spend. So you have money coming in, and then money should also flow out. It's like a lake with two entrances, one coming in, and it's supposed to come into the big pot, and then some should be coming out.
Yeah.
If you only
filter,
got
so to
a filter, exactly. It's like if you have one entrance coming in, it's gonna get clogged up, and it's gonna eventually start to stink.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna mess up. So you gotta have some kind of outlet.
Yeah.
So you make some money, you gotta spend some money.
Yeah.
So make some money to get some money.
Yeah.
So the same concept.
Yeah, I think we need to spend more time with the education side of it and really just learning finance.
Right.
And what it
Just
really
something
means.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to schools. I was talking about this at the gym the other day. We sitting here learning about balancing checkbooks, writing the checks, nothing more than that. By the time I graduated, checks were obsolete.
Right.
The checkbook was digital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I
you
was about to
spent
say
all
that.
this time.
Before you made your point, I about to say that like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like it don't even matter no more.
I've never written. I know how. I've never written a check.
Right.
Hey, but I would
By the
tell you
time
this,
I got
though,
I had never written a check.
and I'm saying this in front of everybody, live, whatever, however you want to look at it,
Yeah.
is you said something tonight, and I said, we was talking about our lineups. You said, hey, bro, my phone ain't for phone calls.
Straight up.
My phone's for money.
That's
right.
That's the least thing that my phone is for. is
Like
for
I
talking
ain't never
on it.
really thought like and I say this as a man standing in front of a very close friend of mine. I ain't never really look at it like that. Like I'm looking at it like my phone. I do what I do. I make my moves. I call. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
never looked at it like true indeed that this is the way to your money, regardless whether it's checking your emails, making a call, like
Sending money,
Right.
your
receiving
computer's in
money.
your hand. Like
Right.
that is what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And that's another thing. Your phone is a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning there's more than Facebook. There's more than
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no reason for anybody to be ignorant about anything
That's right.
Anything.
in the world that we living in now.
Man, I'm gonna go back to
You
football.
can access anything
I'm
in
okay.
the palm of your hand, and people choose not to.
I'm gonna go to football. Deion Sanders had a little thing he said.
I'm tearing these men.
I'm one, like his food.
It's habitual.
Deion Sanders said he wondered why some of the kids ain't as great as they could be because they didn't have the access back then like they do now. You can
Right.
actually really look up your position and study the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
no excuse.
but now we look at good like great. You know what I'm saying? You looking at it like damn, like there's really no end to anything anymore because you can something happen in China.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah,
The
something
world
happen in
is
China,
small.
we find out in 5 seconds. Like you know what I mean?
So while I was working in the prison system, I worked with a lot of drug dealers in the adult system.
They try to buy you.
No, actually,
I just had to throw that out.
it was actually through anger management classes, but in the end, we came to the conclusion if they took just a quarter of the energy they used to sell the drugs, get the drugs, set this up, set that up, if they took just a quarter of that energy and dedicated it to something positive, like investing in themselves, because it was always quick money. They had to spend it to keep from getting caught.
But be smart.
But if
too.
if they would have taken a quarter of their energy and use it to invest, it was amazing what they came up with for how wealthy they could be. They were rich, but if they had just taken a quarter of that energy and invested it in their wealth, when they got out of prison, they would have had something.
I said the smartest people is locked up.
Hey, coming from me taking, going back to college as an adult and taking those business classes, sometimes I would be sitting in there and I would have to revert to street stuff
To learn it.
Right. And then I'm like, I've been doing that forever. I just didn't know there was a name for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all of it, it's all based on the same thing. Even when I started working, I'm like, it's just like the streets. The consequences are different. That's the only difference.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Or when I would talk about like all this time we spent standing on this street doing this and never bought the land underneath our feet.
Exactly. That's what I mean
Dude,
by
you know what
if
I mean?
a quarter of that energy.
Neighborhood.
And
Jesus
some of my
said
homies that are doing better, they were already, with an out. You know what I mean?
I
The
got
rest
no-
of us, we sitting here
I got in a full
still in it. In the,
Right.
You know
And
what I
not
mean? With
understanding.
everything that come with it.
I got in a full blown argument with a teacher, and the question was, how many ounces is in a pound? She just swore I was wrong. I wanted to tell her, lady. You could have asked me a million questions, but this one right here, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, when I first started working, this is off topic again. Sorry to give too much of my background, whoever don't know, but when I first started working, you know what I mean? We got to weigh up boulders and stuff. They like, so do you know how to use a scale? They like, show me. I guess whatever. All right.
Hey, but again, we was rich. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The wealth is different. It's a
That
different
rich
mindset.
mentality.
Yeah.
And
That
it's a
rich.
blessing I think it's a blessing to have both. So I think what I think is a blessing is always a curse with it too. I think the curse is trying to figure out how to do it, and I'm still struggling with it the exact right way.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I go to school, I teach. Shout out to my principal though. I swear to God, she's an amazing woman. But sometimes I sit in meetings and I feel like, man, I'm too smart to be the low man on the totem pole. Like I'm sitting here listening to these plans and I'm going, not her plans, so to speak. I swear she's an amazing woman. I'm not playing her nothing. But the people that she has, the soldiers she got, so to speak, it's almost like, because everybody ain't made to be a general.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Period.
Danero. Some people are just general niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, your team is only as strong as your soldiers, though, at the end of the day. But your soldiers got to know they role and want to be better, too, though. You know what I'm saying? I never want a person, a friend, anybody around me that I consider close to be okay with just where they're at.
Yeah.
Because then, like you said, it go back to one of your topics you said. But then I need to choose a new circle.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm finally getting to the
Straight
point
up.
where I'm feeling like, man, I'm the head of this circle. I don't want to be in this circle anymore. Like I don't want to leave the circle, but I need a new circle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to lead this circle and come back and bless y'all with
Right.
what my other circle told me. But
Yeah.
I want to be the guy asking questions. I'm finally getting to that point in my life where I don't want to know it all. I
Right.
want to learn more.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Man.
It's a blessing to feel like that.
It is. And like you said, with that curse, there is a curse with things, anything that comes into this world has temporary stamped on it. So it ain't gonna last.
Preach, then.
That's just what it is, like our focus should be the source, the source of things. Everybody has, just like your cell phone. Eventually your cell phone gonna die out until you plug it in to the source of power to get,
Right.
to bring it back to where it's supposed to be. And the source of all things, I gotta get spiritual on it. God is the source of all things. So we have to, tap into Him first. And He say He'll give you the riches and glory. Give you everything that you need. All you gotta do is ask. Have enough faith to ask and have the audacity to ask in confidence that you can get it. And then when you might not have it now, but prepare. You know, set the table. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no food in your house, set the table.
Don't just pray for food.
Yeah,
you
just
gotta
don't
be
pray
willing
for
to
it.
get out
Yeah.
there. And
Faith without work
Yeah.
is dead.
go get
That's
the
right.
food.
Work
Yeah.
is dead.
Yeah, man. You
But
know,
that's kind of what, because I post great things that are supposed to happen to me
And
every
I-
single day.
And I like it every day.
And a lot of people
Mhm.
misconstrue it on what it means and fuss about it. Like, I don't even get into that, but it was me listening to Les Brown, motivational speaker, and just reading books and like a lot of same principles. You know what I mean? But basically saying that this is what I'm expecting. You know what I mean? Just like if I push the brake pedal, my car is supposed to stop.
Yeah.
right.
Like, I'm not talking about a week from now. I'm just saying that,
Immediately.
you know, that it's supposed to happen.
Right.
So then if I know that great things are supposed to happen to me,
Right.
when they start coming around, even the little remnants of it, I can recognize
That's
it.
right.
Some people wouldn't know a good thing if it walked right past their face.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I
it.
mean? Because if you got this mentality of, well, that kind of stuff don't happen to me. So I used to think about that with drawings. I always say like, man, I don't never win that stuff. But some people have that mentality
I'm about to
all
win.
throughout life
Yeah.
that,
Right.
well, that don't happen to me.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it get too good,
I said I'm about to
man,
win.
this don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you self-sabotage yourself, especially
Right.
the biggest one,
You
like
speak it
relationships.
into existence.
Relationships.
So,
You
Since
speak
you
it
got
into
this,
existence.
and then you turn it into that. But if you can just tell yourself that, all right, the good things are supposed to happen to me.
Yeah.
Now I can recognize it.
That's right.
I can recognize that relationship. Like, you know what? That was meant for me. Or, you know, a job or just any kind of
That's right.
opportunity
That's right.
that you can see it happening. And maybe now back to the subject that you can work on building your wealth.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Because that's another thing. A lot of us don't feel like, oh, well, my mama was poor.
Right.
Her mama was poor.
Right.
My great-great-grandma was poor, so I guess I'm just supposed to be poor.
Right.
so I'm gonna get in my.
And you
buddy.
get cool with that.
I'm gonna
Hold
get
on,
my.
I think Tammy has something to say.
I
What
was
you
about to
gonna
get in
say,
her
Tammy?
head, but go ahead, Tim.
You probably already are.
I'm there, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you do it.
I think it goes back to what Danny said at the beginning that if you can't manage $10, God isn't going to bless you with 20, 30, 40.
He's wasting his time.
Exactly. You have to be ready for the next level. So
Level up.
you have to speak it into existence. You know, you have to believe it. You have to claim whatever it is that God is blessing you with. And then you have to have good stewardship.
Yeah.
And that's how you lead into wealth. We have to get out of that I want to be rich mentality. But you
Yeah.
got to know the difference between being rich and wealthy to begin with.
Me and Tiffany
right.
is a team, and Ruben is our anchor. Okay, so we're going to that. But in the
He
same
meant Tammy, though.
I mean,
I was like, who Tim?
My bad,
That must
Tim.
be the wife.
it's probably Jack. It's Jack and Ruben. But look, but we're saying that to say when we was talking earlier, we was talking about wealth, and I said I don't even know if wealth is money. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So wealth
Different
can
forms
be,
of it.
it's a mindset.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
We was just talking earlier off the grid, and y'all both was like, "Man, we can help you." You know what I'm saying? This was never no relationship to be like I'm trying to be on that.
Yeah.
But I believe that wealth is something that you can give off to the community, to the world, to everything. Like it doesn't matter. It's not money. The slaves was never wealthy,
That's right.
so to speak. But without them, what did we have?
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't chasing riches. They
That's
were
right.
chasing
Yeah.
something for generational
Generation.
later.
That's right.
Keyword, it has to be sustainable.
That's
Yep.
right.
Sustainable for it to
Yep.
be wealth.
That's right.
Yep.
And that's exactly what you said.
And every
King.
time I get tired,
Mm-hmm.
I swear to you, I tell my football team, I tell my kids this. When I get tired, first thing I think about is what would have happened if the slaves got tired?
Mm.
'Cause they were
Somebody's
the-
somebody's running
not
for freedom.
born now.
Right.
No,
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna
right.
give you one even worse. Somebody didn't make it to freedom, bro.
That's right.
Yep.
Somebody was
Plenty
fighting for
of
something they never even knew. They believed in something, but they never seen it to pass.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin Luther King didn't know who he was. Malcolm X didn't know who he was. Them guys had to die before
Hey,
their legacy really.
I'm glad you
made
said
sense.
that. This ain't about riches and wealth, but that topic right there, it's a documentary. I haven't got around to it yet, but it was like the King in the Wilderness or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was about Martin Luther King
It's on Netflix.
during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to even think about it because we born in this generation that recognized it.
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of people on there saying like he wasn't the Martin Luther King that y'all know.
Dude, they didn't like him.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it wasn't that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call on me, I would tell you, bro. They didn't like him.
Yeah, or like, to break it down, to make it simple for other people, Jordan, his early years. If we look back at it, he averaging 30 something, blah blah blah.
Indiana boys
and
mad.
Yeah,
nobody liked him.
Yeah.
And people were just like, "Oh, that's just a fly by night, flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Nothing special."
Yeah.
When LeBron came in, his own teammates.
Yeah.
I don't think he really gonna make a difference. But then when you can look at hindsight is 2020.
Man.
So tie that into rich versus wealth, though.
Yeah. Cause look what LeBron did though. I mean, God, my God,
They
man.
saw
I don't
them
even
as
know how
rich
anybody can hate that man. I
when
mean,
they created
regardless,
Created wealth.
you can look at sports wise and you can say
Generation.
whatever.
And not just his generation,
What LeBron
his
did,
family.
what LeBron did for a cultural standpoint, man. I don't even know how you can be black and hate that man, bro.
Yeah.
Something's
I'm
wrong
with
with you.
I'm with you.
Literally,
Man.
something's wrong with you if you
I
not
think
like LeBron
I think
James.
steps like that is you standing on the shoulders of giants.
Man.
Wherever you stop, that's where I should begin.
Right.
And I know y'all are like these sports fanatics. Now think about this. When it comes to them playing basketball, that's the rich part of it. But their mentality,
Yep.
what they do for the community, how they
Yeah.
give back,
That's wealth.
how they live their lives.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
wealth.
wealth. 'Cause
But
just
it's not publicized like
it's
it should be though.
No, that's not
It's
a glamour. It's not glamorous.
Just think, it's a 7-year-old LeBron right now, either watching him play or in the school that he built. That's gonna take all that LeBron did, add more to it, boom. And that's why, like, when old people, you talking to older people, and they say he has or she has a wealth of knowledge.
Man, hey, I got
Wealth of knowledge.
hey,
Before you go
gotta-
there, I know
gotta
you're gonna
tell
go
you.
there, Ruben. But let me say this: I'm from Howville 46222.
Yeah.
I will say this: there are so many LeBron James and Michael Jordans that don't make it. Jadakiss said that, but hey, the Jordan I know never made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's guys that can play with these guys that don't really give the shot and the opportunity that they should.
Yeah.
Because of their environment. So that is something that we got to do. Now you can't ask LeBron to save every state in America. That's being unreal.
Right.
But what he's doing is, I mean, I hope he watches this podcast and he blesses. But it's love.
But I
bro.
mean, I look at it like, sorry.
Yo, you good, you good, you good.
But like what you know, what we decided to do for Christmas is like, if you can just help one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't beat myself up because we
Can't help
can't
it
do
down.
it for everybody. But it starts with one. If you can help that one,
Yeah.
try to build on it two.
Bro.
And then maybe those two.
Which
Help
is the
one.
definition of
Wealth.
Bro, man, hey, I was driving today as we speak. You know, driving today, earlier today. I drove past Crown Hill Cemetery, bro. And I had a thought. I was just looking out there. I was like, man, it's a lot of graves. This is the biggest graveyard I've ever seen. But in my head,
Are you from here?
Nah, I'm from East Chicago.
Okay.
So I was looking, I was like, man, there's a lot of people in there. You know, people who probably died with ideas, died with dreams, and, you know, just had something to give back, and they died with that. I was like, man, I ain't gonna be like that. I'm gonna be empty. I ain't gonna give the grave nothing, bro. When I leave here, I ain't
Another
leaving
sports
nothing.
analogy. What
I ain't leaving. I ain't
what
giving
they
the
tell you in
grave
sports?
nothing. Leave it all on the court. That's right.
Leave it
That's
all
right.
on the
That
field.
was real.
Yes, it.
You shouldn't have anything left.
Yeah.
If you
That was
really
real.
going as hard as you say you going,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have
Me and
nothing
Jeremy had a
left.
topic about that just 2 days ago, and I said something happened over New Year's,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him, I said, I didn't take it as like a threat or something was wrong with my life.
Right.
I took it as a light bulb, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it asked me, "Have you been going as hard as you could?"
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the answer before I even wanted to actually tell myself, "No, you haven't."
Mm-hmm.
Like, so even my mediocre been great to a lot of people, and I know I got more in the tank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, nah, bro, I'm gone. Like, I'm so focused right now. What my dude Denny said, you got to adjust your lenses. You got to focus the ball. Like,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm gone now because I know that there's a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Dang,
but
I had
everything, it gotta be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't believe we put on earth for us.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's for the next person
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day.